Welcome to Code Station.
Welcome to a new video in our PHP series. Today we are going to learn all about arrays in PHP. So to put simply, an array is a collection of values that are stored together under a single variable name. Arrays can hold any type of data from numbers to strings to objects. Arrays are incredibly useful in PHP or any other language because they allow you to store and manipulate large amounts of data easily. Whether you're building a simple website or a complex web application, understanding how to use array is essential. So let's begin and explore more about arrays. So as you can see here, this is the basic definition of arrays. Arrays are a fundamental concept in any programming language. So currently we are considered about arrays using them in PHP language. So arrays are a collection of values that can be accessed using a key or an index. So basically, if we create a list of 5 items, suppose to-do list of groceries, we can do that using 5 variables. But if this number exceeds to 100, creating 100 variables will be a huge task. So to accumulate all those 100 values under a one variable, we use array. So we are also useful to create coordinates of maps, and if you are making a student table regarding their records, or even if you are making a chessboard game, so you can use the array to make that. So we have 3 types of arrays: index, associative, and multidimensional arrays. We will see one by one. And basically, there are various ways to create an array, but the most common way is including the array function along with the square brackets and putting the values inside the square brackets. So once the array has been created, its elements can be accessed and manipulated using various built-in functions and methods. So let us begin with first type of array known as index array. These are the simple types of arrays, and they use numeric indices to access elements. So these indices start from 0 for the first element, 1 for the second, and so on. So as we know, array contains multiple elements, so to access them, it is accessed by a numeric value. So you can create an index array using array functions and a bracket. So let us create an array. So these are some ways to create an array. The first one is using an array function. Second one is using the shorthand, that is square bracket. And third one is normally assigning one by one value to the array individually. So here let's see the output. Here the printr function prints an array for us by each value for us. So as you can see, this is the first array of fruits, then colors, and then cars. So this is known as index array, as each of the values accessed by a numeric value beginning from 0, 1, 2, and so on. So earlier we have used printr function, which directly prints out the values of arrays. Similarly, as we have learned before, the loop. So for each loop is specifically for array, which iterates over array elements and prints them for us. And the more basic one, which is for loop, which iterates over the values and gives us the output. So here we have used count function, which is an array built-in function that counts out for us the number of values in the array. So we loop the for loop up to the number of items in the array. So as you all know, if the condition is true, the loop iterates. So firstly, I is equal to 0, then I is less than the number of elements in the array. Suppose there are number of elements 3, so it will run up to the third loop, and then it will exit, and then I plus 1. So here we are printing the array, and the index, that is from 0, will iterate over and over again, and it will print out. So let's see the output. First the fruit and then the color. So these are the workings of arrays and how to access them and manipulate them. So let's move on to the second type of array, which is associative array. These arrays use names of keys instead of numeric indices. So we know that apple has the 0 value, then 1, then 2. But what if we need to add the indices? Like we need a specific customized indices. So for that we use associative array, like name and then the first name, then ABC. So like that. So each element in an associative array is associated with a unique key and value pair, which here the key and value both are given by the user. In earlier, the value is given by the user, but the key is the numeric value. So you can create an associated value array using the array function or the bracket. So let's edit in this array here. Here we have created an associative array where we have given the key as first name and the value John. So the value John will be accessed using the key first name. And this is a sign that is used to attach the value to the key, which is equal to and greater than sign. So to print it out, we need to type the array and the key if we want to access an specific element. And then for each loop, here earlier it was only the array and the value variable which contains the value of the array. But since we have two things here to display on the browser, so we have two variables, key and value, again with the sign. So let's see. Okay, we have an error here. Let's change it. Okay. So this is the output. First name is John and last name is Doe. So this is the working of an associative array. So let's move on to the last part, which is in multidimensional array. The last one is multidimensional arrays. These are arrays of an array. So what I mean is each element in this array can be another array itself. You can create arrays that have index or associative arrays as their elements. So this is useful for representing complex data structures such as tables or matrices, which you will be using while developing a more complex application. So let's see an example. Previously we had an elements like red, blue, green, but here the array has an element. Here this array has another array as an element. So this will be at 0 index and 1 index. So we are accessing the salary of John, which is at the 1 index of first array, that is 1 index, and then the key of the array. So let us see the output. So here you can see John's salary is 10,000. So this is the working of a multi-dimensional array. with this, we conclude arrays in PHP. PHP arrays are dynamic, meaning they can grow or shrink in size as needed, making them very flexible for working with data in web development and other PHP applications. So you can see anywhere in this example, we have not declared the size of an array in first. It can grow up to as you add your elements. So arrays are a fundamental data structure in PHP that allows us to store and manipulate collections of values efficiently. Throughout this presentation, we have covered what arrays are, how to create them, how to access them, and some of the built-in functions that can be used with arrays. So make sure to practice more and more with array and incorporate them in your project to make them easily accessible, make the data easily organized and accessible. Thank you for watching.